Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for February 28th to March 7th, 2025. I invite you to, sorry about that, hit the mic, invite you to close your eyes. And let's take 3 nice deep breaths together to pull our energy into sync across time and space. With each breath coming home to ourselves even more. Dropping into our beautiful bodies. And with that third exhale, I invite you to imagine a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going down deep into Mother Earth, grounding you here and now in this present moment. Knowing that this tree root is not only allowing you to be fully here now, but it is also providing you with a conduit through which anything that no longer serves you can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and once again I'm here with all of your children who are tuned in for this reading of the week, February 28th to March 7th, 2025. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information we most need to receive right now, and to provide this in a manner that we will easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good. I'd like to invite my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, to be here and present and facilitate this exchange, ensuring that it happens in the highest and best way possible, and that we cover all that is in our personal and collective heart and mind at this time to our satisfaction in this window that we have together here today. I'd also like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of clarity, of wisdom, of healing, of discernment, of insight, of peace, transformation. Whatever is uppermost in our fields may be held here and nurtured and clarified and empowered in good ways. And anything that doesn't match these frequencies is welcome to go now. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. And with that, let's get into the reading, shall we? Got all this Pisces energy happening. I thought we better have some shells. Represent all that water that we're coming into. Okay. And I refer you to the work of Pam Gregory, if you haven't already discovered her. She's a phenomenal astrologer, Pam Gregory Astrologer on YouTube. And she has some really interesting and insightful perspectives on the times that we're traveling through. I've been enjoying her work, and if you enjoy my work, you probably like hers. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It's one of those things, apparently, that's necessary to get these videos in front of more people. I would love for it to find those who are seeking it, and so your support that way is much appreciated. And, you know, if there's anything you want to add, make a little comment down below. It's kind of friendly. Makes me know there's somebody out there that I'm addressing these to. And as well, I think it does something algorithmically, but it's not really my domain. So, but if you do, it's much appreciated. And with that, let's get into the reading. So, Creator, what do we most need to know this week for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good, so we can navigate these strange times with ease and grace, smoothly, with a smile on our faces and a song in our hearts, and make our contribution in beautiful ways for our good and the good of all those whose lives we touch? Okay, let's start. We have the card of Fulfilment. This is sitting in the recent past, the position of the past where we're coming from. And this information is important now as we're moving forward. So this energy of fulfillment, most of us, if we've lived a good life, and here in our Western world, we don't have a lot to complain about, we know what it feels like to be deeply fulfilled. We've had moments of that. We've taken that deep feeling of well-being into our beingness. And this is saying we know it, pull the energy forward. It's important now. This energy of fulfillment, of well-being, of making a contribution or doing something and then having that recognized, or the satisfaction that comes with doing something from our skills and abilities. This card is important now, this week, going forward, coming into fulfillment, being where we need to be, doing what we need to do, being right where we need to be. The universe is always providing us with that opportunity, whether we see it or not. Of course, in our human level, it's a challenge sometimes. But this energy of fulfillment is important. So that contentment, that deep ease in our humanness, in our bodies, being in our bodies and being just content, happy, fulfilled, joyful, job well done, and the satisfaction that comes from that. That's the quality that we're looking at here. The present card, the Magician, major arcana, creating a reality with tremendous attention, intention, and will. All three elements lined up, making us very on point, deliberate, as I said, intentional. Intentional is a really powerful state of being clear about what we want, stating it before we engage, going forward with our action, and then reiterating it. My intention is to be, like I do at the beginning of these readings. So this masterful energy of the Magician is in our present environment. What do we want? When we line our attention, intention, and will up, there's very little that we cannot pull through. Now, you might say, well, I don't have my $1 million yet, or my $1 billion yet. And it's not quite like that. This is the longing of our heart, our deep desire, our yes, if you will. That is the quality of energy that is easily pulled through when we line up with our inner magician. So coming back to that idea of the highest enthusiasm, who are we? Why are we here? What are we inspired by? What pulls us forward into more life? Because our yes, of course, is life calling us to more life. It's calling us into our gifts, into our abilities, into our expression of those, into our community, in amongst those who are our peers, those who call us into our best. That's the quality of the energy of the Magician. And the present is about very deliberately creating a reality. He's pulling water up out of the ground. What water do we want to pull up out of the ground? What do we want to manifest? What do we want to express? What do we want to see happen? So really called into our power and our mastery and our ownership of our power, because the Magician isn't passive. The Magician uses their ability and skill and talent to make things happen. We're no different. This is where we're sitting right now. And if you don't really know what it is that you want to put your energy towards, that's fine. We're still figuring that out as humanity. But maybe spend some time contemplating what inspires you. Where is your highest enthusiasm? Where would you love to be? If you were creating a vision board, what would be on it? What are those things that sing to your soul that you would do for free, that you just want to go and hang out in all day? Those kinds of qualities of energy. That's what we're looking for here with the Magician, because when we're in that field, it is effortless. We just get into that amazing, tremendous field. And that's where this quality of fulfillment comes in. Again, that ease, that contentment, that satisfaction. Job already done. What is the feeling of that? And adding that to our desire, to pulling through what we want. Job already done. Isn't it awesome? And reflecting on it with satisfaction. You're getting the energy. Okay, near future. Princess of Wands, which is a page in other decks, which is fresh new beginnings, like a baby, that kind of quality of fresh new life on the level of creativity, inspiration, and passion. So going forward, we need to really start anchoring into our enthusiasm, into our inspiration. As we know, there's so much on this planet, and I've talked about it now in the past few weeks, the distraction. The level of distraction is off the charts. And spending a lot of time being distracted is not helping anything to happen or manifest. We really need to come home to our own lives. If our energy is all wound up in the outer world, we're not living our life. We're not creating in our world. And that's seriously not to our advantage or to the planet's advantage. All hands on deck, doing our own lives. That's what this is about. So, moving into the future, where is our highest enthusiasm? Where is the shiniest thing? Where do we want to be hanging out? Is it playing music? Is it putting in your garden for this year? Is it getting caught up on old projects that you've been wanting to do for a long time, but just haven't gotten around to because, well, other things just seem a lot more important? Where in your generative creative sphere can you go to spend energy, to be renewed, to be inspired, to build a beautiful momentum of creative generative energy in your own field? Because all of this energy is all about that satisfaction that comes when we spend time being generative ourselves, when we're in our own lives, when we're doing things ourselves with our own two hands and we have results for it. That leads to this deep fulfillment. We are the creators of our reality, is what the magician is telling us. But if we're not actually doing our own lives, then, well, we're not manifesting very well, are we? We're not doing, we're simply existing. We need to be in our world, creating in our own way with our own two hands. And that's very, very rich. And when we're in that generative field, all kinds of inspiration drops in. We become porous to the universe. We become porous to the broader, wiser part of us. It's this beautiful relationship. And it's important for us to spend time there. Okay, and the foundation card for this week. Well, we don't have the Ace of Swords, unfortunately. That was amazing that we had it a few weeks running. The Two of Wands is the card of planning. It's our foundation card, and it's a wand. As I said, generative energy, creative passion, that generative potential we all have inside of us. And the card of planning, the story is the shepherd has climbed to the top of the highest peak in the region with his flock. He's looking out in all directions and deciding where is he going to go for the next 6 months. And 2025, astrologically speaking, is supposed to be this big one. It's not like we haven't had big years, but this is so many of the people that I follow are talking about it. 2025 is kind of like when the rubber hits the road. This is where we're going to see the change. This is where it's happening. And so, what do we want to create? What is our plan? How are we going to live into this new energy so that we can really generate something magnificent? Not be at the effect of the old conditioning or the old programming or kept down by it, which really is unlikely considering the momentum of the planetary energies that we're under the influence of and the solar transformation that's happening. Our own star is in a process of change, and the energy that she's sending our way is changing us too. We are children of this planet. We are not separate from nature. We are undergoing this transformation, and this is a big year for it. Big, big year. And we all need to get on with our stuff. We are each generators, creators, sources of love and light, and generative capacity. And we each need to be doing our thing. We need to be on our path, on our purpose, meeting our people, in our joy, in our yes, building that momentum of transformative life and light on this planet. And we all have a different way of doing it. But one of the easiest ways to tap into it is through our creative generative potential, the things that bring us the highest fulfillment and satisfaction. Think highest enthusiasm. And I'm not talking cloud nine. You know what I mean. It's the things that bring us to that deep well-being when we do them. For some of us, it's gardening. For others, it's creative projects. Some of us, it's music. Some of us, it's painting. Some of us, it's getting projects done. But with your own two hands, your own mind, getting your hands dirty and being present in your own experience, generating. That's really, really key right now. So we understand how powerful we are as creators. So this is our set this week. From that energy of fulfillment and contentment and letting that inform and nourish our direction. We want more of this. We want to be moving in a direction where we sit back at the end of the day and we go, yeah, that was a good day. Look at all we got done. Look at that beauty. Look at that incredible result. Look at that. I am feeling so satisfied and fulfilled by it. And that's collectively as well as personally. But if looking at things collectively right now is just a bit much, totally understandable, come home. Come home to yourself, to your own immediate life. Look at that stack of dishes that you got done and how neat and tidy your kitchen is and how nice it is to have a vacuumed or swept floor. that's the kind of quality I'm saying. Just come back. It doesn't have to be major. It can be just small, beautiful things that make our lives, improve our lives and improve our satisfaction in our lives. The Magician, when we pull from this resilient energy, we can pull so many things forward. We know how good life can be. We have information about that, and we can take it further and further when we harness that attention, intention, and will. Line those up. Go in the direction of what brings you to the highest satisfaction and fulfillment, because right now the energy is in full support of us. This creative, generative new beginnings on the level of our generative potential, our creativity, our inspiration, our passion. There is more to pull through, people. There's more to be inspired by. We just start going in that direction. It's all coming our way. It's all for us. It's all about lighting that, kindling that fire. It's powerful. And then foundation-wise, planning. So the next 6 months or so, really giving your attention and your energy to your life, to where are you going to be? What are you focusing on? Where are you putting your energy? What are those projects you're going to be doing? How are you going to stay grounded in your life and your creative generative aspects so that you can really get into your experience, really build this field of satisfaction and fulfillment and goodness, not just in your own experience, but in our collective human experience, because that will inform and push us forward even more towards more of that. It's magical, circular kind of a thing. So I think that is pretty clear. This opportunity to creative projects for the next little while. What is going to be most inspiring? What direction will be the most nourishing, the most fun, the most fulfilling? Because that's where we need to point our boats. Okay, let's have our card to grow on. All right, Creator, let's summarize this reading this week so we can carry it within our hearts and minds and build from this information in our lives, in our experience, and in the collective field through our own happiness, our own thriving, our own goodness. What would be the best way to summarize this information for this week so that we are clean and clear, on target, and moving powerfully forward? This card has also been coming up a lot. Not as much as the pruning card, of course, but it's still a very popular card. The Fool, 0, the beginning of the major arcana. And it's not a beginning and an end. It is a spiral. It's always continuing, keep going around and around and around, but we're always going up. So, the energy of the Fool this week, get into what is inspiring and exciting. The story of the Fool is a beautiful day. The Fool has got up, so excited, thrown some stuff in a bag, and is just getting out into the day. Doesn't know where he's going. He's just going. That ready to be inspired and delighted, ready to go and embrace the day, take it all in, without preconception, without plan, just simply saying yes to life. That's the quality of the Fool. Willing to be surprised and delighted. How is life going to surprise and delight me today? That is the energy of the Fool. And this is our card to grow on this week. And it's a major arcana. It's this sort of getting out of our own way. I know we had the planning card, so, it's okay to plan. If you're one of those people, that's cool too. But it's sort of a permission to step out, maybe outside of the norm, maybe do something spontaneous that calls to you. Step into that enthusiasm and let it pull us into more life, pull us into more satisfaction and fulfillment, pull us into that gorgeous feeling that we want to have our future be like. When we spend time in the vicinity of an energy, that's what we pull towards us. We become magnetic to it. And so this whole intentional crafting and sculpting of our state is very much what we're called to do these days. And so spending time doing those things that are satisfying and fulfilling is really important, because that energy is what we're building on. So this week, the Fool, follow the excitement, follow the beauty, follow the spontaneity, follow what is calling your heart, and really give over to it. Be like a child at the first day of summer, knowing you have all that time ahead of you, and it's brilliant. And you don't know what you're going to do with it, but it doesn't matter, because it holds all that incredible potential. And in that space of potential is an opportunity to create phenomenal goodness. And so that's our reading this week. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'd like to invite you to close your eyes as we close this reading. Take a nice deep breath with me. Just integrating that reading. The Fool, fulfillment, new beginnings on the creative level, the mastery of the magician in planning, creative, generous, enthusiastic, inspirational planning, going in the direction of what is most nourishing and fulfilling. Creator, this is your daughter, Titania, and I'm here with all of your children, and we've just finished up this reading of the week for February 28th to March 7th, 2025. Thank you for this opportunity to do this work, to come together, pool our energy, and draw in what it is that we most need to know, both personally and collectively, at this time on this planet. I want to thank all those who are walking with us, who are inspiring us, who are guiding us, who are helping us to turn towards our yes and our light and our goodness and our creative, generative potential as humans on this planet at this time, reaching beyond the limitations of what we've been before into something far beyond what we've ever been able to conceive of. We are in this pivot point of transformation. Help us to ground it within us, through our bodies, through our minds, through our hearts, through our spirits, so that we are clear and amazing channels for this goodness. Well, my dears, it's been a wonderful thing once again to come together here with you. I hope this is inspiring and supportive of your good this week. If you have any ideas about how you're going to get into your good, juicy, generative energy, share it down below. One of the things I've been doing lately that's been both generative and also pruning my tree is I've been sewing. I got my sewing machine fixed, and I had a stack of projects that have been building for years while I was at school studying homeopathy. And the past few weekends, I've simply spent my time with my machine getting some of these things done, checking them off my list. And it's interesting because energetically, I feel that energy is coming back to me. I'm like, that project is complete. I unhook my energy from it and I can move forward now in other ways. I've got that energy back. And so maybe consider that. Are there accumulating projects that you would love to do? And give yourself permission, if you can, to get back into them and release, have the satisfaction of completion so that you can take that energy, return it to your bandwidth, to your capacity, and move your own experience forward. So that's what I've been up to. I'd love to hear what you've been doing. Much love and light, my friends on the journey. We have got this. It's exciting when we know where to put our focus. Keep focusing on the good, the yes, and the beauty you're generating. Much love and light, and I will see you next Friday. Take care for now.